What is up, everybody?
Hi.
Welcome back to another episode of Slightly Entertaining. We're back with a banger.
Yes, a banging episode for you today. Crash,
It's gonna be
bang, boom.
Boomtastic. That's the best I could do. Anyway, before
We're gonna blow your socks off with today's
that's a good one.
episode.
That's a good one. Before we get into what we're talking about,
Mhm.
National Today, as always. I'm excited for this one, Carmen, because I have something for us to do, okay?
Mhm.
So firstly, it's Stop Bad Service Day. And I was like, what do they mean about service? Customer service, as in
Yeah,
stop bad customer
course.
service. That's a good one, we always...
So we're firing you from your job
No,
today?
I have good customer service, guys.
I've actually been, my sister's been served by her.
No.
It wasn't a good
What was
customer
your-
experience.
Would you give me feedback? Would you leave a review on the website?
Too much foot contact.
Oh!
She works
That's
at a
not
shoe
my-
shop, by the way.
That's not my fault.
Yeah, she works at a shoe shop, not
Yeah,
like
guys, it's
McDonald's or
not.
something.
Don't take this out of context. It's also Discover What Your Name Means Day, and I feel like we've talked about this on the
We already
podcast.
did, yeah,
We've
we
done
did this one.
But just for the viewers out there, and I guess just to
Mhm.
remind you, your name, Carmen, is a Spanish name derived from the Latin word caramel, which I find so funny. 'Cause
Caramel.
everyone makes...
Fun fact for you, like half of my teachers think my name is Carmel, and they taught me for what, 5 years?
But didn't even
Hey,
like the teacher that you were close to also called you Carmel at one point?
that was an accident. She knows.
No,
she
but,
knows.
I'm pretty
She
sure
knows
that's
my name's
so
Carmen.
funny.
If she doesn't, then that's quite offensive.
Anyway, but basically it means, well, this is what I thought. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is what I thought. It means like garden or vineyard.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's very nice. My name means favorite, great joy, basically. All true facts, guys. And it's also got Hebrew origin, which has the meaning of cinnamon tree, which I feel like we mentioned. that.
Which is funny because her dog's name is Cinnamon,
There you go.
and I would say that she's the same as her dog,
Oh.
and so they even have the same name.
Yeah, there we go. And then my favorite one today is Potty Dance Day.
Potty dance.
It's to celebrate the movements that people do when they need to pee.
That's what you do all the time. I think the last time I ever did a potty dance, I must have been 3 years old.
Okay, personally, I don't do a dance, but I do have like my go-to poses.
You literally do a dance.
Let's talk about this. Before I actually say what the official one is.
Oh, there's an official potty
There's
dance.
an official potty dance. Yeah. Before I talk about that, what's your like go-to thing when you need to pee?
I pee,
No, but like if you can't, like if you have to hold it.
then I
Like what do you
wait,
do?
and when I do, then I go.
Okay, no, but like this is me. So like.
Actually, wait, no,
No.
I do have a funny story.
Okay, yeah, go.
So usually when I can't go to the toilet,
Yeah.
I'll go for a walk or something because it
Oh,
really
really?
do
Okay.
that. But have you ever been for a walk and then you need to go? It is the most terrifying experience of my life.
What do
Okay,
you mean?
basically, I'd eaten some yogurt or something.
Mm.
I'm like lactose sensitive. I'm not lactose
Yeah.
intolerant, but sometimes it just doesn't sit
Yeah,
well.
yeah, same.
Ate some yogurt, was feeling fine. I was like, I'll go for a walk. You know what? I was about 2-3 kilometers away from my house,
Yeah.
and I needed to go really bad.
Like really? Okay, yeah.
And I'm telling you, I've never been more scared in my life because I had 3 options. It was either
Go in the bush.
go in a bush, go in a neighbor's house or someone I don't know's house,
Stop.
like
I don't
poo my
think I'd do
pants
that. Oh,
or
stop.
leg it home and hope for the best. Thankfully,
No.
made it home.
Oh, thank God.
I made it home.
I have like a similar one, but I was in the car and I was like busting to go to the bathroom. Thank
Mhm.
goodness we stopped at like a McDonald's nearby and I sprinted to the bathroom, like sprinted because I need to go. No, but this is okay. This is like, I'm going to stand up and show you, but this is my like go-to thing. I feel like you've seen this, you know how I do it.
On the rate for the audio listeners,
Just like,
she's crossing her legs.
like, or if you're like sitting down, I'll always be like this, or like just to like hold it in.
Yeah.
Like if I loosen up, that's why I can't go for a walk because if I loosen up, I'll feel it more. I have to like tighten and constrict it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do.
Nice.
And then what was that thing that you made fun of me for when I need to? Oh no, that was if I need to check if I need to pee when I like.
Oh yeah. when Keisha doesn't know if she needs to pee, she'll just stand up and just bob down and then be like, oh no, I don't need to pee. Or,
Just
yeah, I
like-
need to pee.
Just like
What?
you know that when you're like sort of in between, it's like you don't feel the need, but it's sort of there. So you need to just like. I swear I saw someone else talk about this online as well. It's not just me. It's a universal experience.
It's really not.
No, but okay.
Most people just know when they need to pee.
So National Potty Dance Day
Mhm.
is to celebrate those movements. So basically, this is the potty dance. There's 2 different ones there. I don't know why one's a female, one's a male. I feel like that doesn't matter. Maybe it does. I don't know. But I'll just do the female one first. Put your left hand out.
Put your left
No,
hand
this
out
way,
and
this
your
way.
right hand out.
Similar to that. Wait, put your left hand out.
Yeah,
Put your right hand out.
yeah.
Let them drop. And do the hula hoop.
they get drop, do the hula hoop. That's a potty
That's
dance.
the potty dance. And then I guess this is the one for men. I don't know. It's a similar thing. Oh no, maybe it's just a continuation. Do the potty dance. Put your knees together. Cross your knees like that and shake it around and do the potty dance.
Show us. You got to show us.
Something like that. But that's the potty dance.
Who
And I
made
have
this
some-
up?
I have
Who
some
decided?
I have some National Potty Dance Day facts.
Oh,
for
yeah?
you. Basically, FAQ, sorry. Which gender can hold their need to use the bathroom for longer?
Women.
They can, yeah. Women can
I
hold
feel
their
like that's pretty obvious. Men
Oh.
have the weakest bladders in the world.
Oh, maybe I'm a man.
I think we've established that many times already.
Stop. No, but I have a pretty small bladder, I think, maybe.
Yeah, you
Or
do.
maybe I just like need to go. I don't know. Oh yeah, this, how do you do the potty dance? It involves swinging your hips from side to side. Oh, hopping up and down, knocking your knees together and looking uncomfortable. You gotta have the look too.
Of course.
So come on, show us a whole rendition of it.
Okay.
So swinging your hips from side to side. Hopping up and down. Oh my god, wouldn't that need to make you pee anymore? And knocking your knees together and looking uncomfortable. Don't forget that part. No, that's like you're grinning almost. No, this is my take on it.
You weren't uncomfortable enough, so it doesn't
Oh,
count.
sorry, I tried to make it. Oh, and this is the final thing. Does crossing your legs help when you have a full bladder? So I cross my legs whenever I need to go. Basically, it'll put more pressure on your bladder.
That's what I was going to say.
Cross
it does.
your legs. Oh no, cross your legs while standing, but do not cross your legs while sitting. Doing this can result in pain and possible loss of bladder control. No, but for me it works. Maybe just
No,
'cause I'm
I
used to
learned
it.
that one.
But standing, I definitely do it. Even sitting, I feel like I do it.
Is that all for the National today?
That's all for the national.
Okay, because I was going to say, just nice segue.
Yeah.
I learned that one while I was on safari
Oh yes.
because I've recently been to Africa. Woo! Yeah, so I was on holiday with my family. We went back to the homeland, and yeah, I was on safari, and sometimes safaris are very bumpy, and sometimes when you've had water,
Oh yeah.
you feel the need to go. I tried crossing my legs, way worse. So you
Doesn't
just,
work.
I've adopted like a seating position where you like you got to like sit forward, lean forward like this, minimal pressure on your bladder.
Oh, I think yes. No, I
Highly
have done
recommend.
that. I have done
Highly
that. Yes.
recommend if you're ever in the situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I went to South Africa, or Botswana, South Africa, Zimbabwe. Very fun.
Mhm.
And I have some presents for you.
I'm excited. For
And
this
some
one.
snacks for us to try from South Africa so I can share my
Yes.
childhood with the lovely people of the internet. Whoosh. All right, I'm going to give you your presents first.
Okay, I'm excited for this one.
So I didn't really wrap them because I
Oh,
couldn't be bothered.
that's okay.
And you might need scissors for this one, actually.
Scissors. Are you sure I can't rip it?
You can try, just be gentle.
Okay.
But basically, I know you've been wanting... I know you've been wanting to get a little giraffe statue,
Oh, maybe
so I
I
got
need-
you one from Africa.
That was for my cousin for a room decor, but like
I know,
I'll take
but
this.
I know that you like them, and so
Stop!
they're everywhere. And I was terrified it wasn't going to get through customs, but we made it.
Oh, because of the wood? Is it like made out of wood?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, and all the proceeds from that went to help
Stop.
like disabled kids in Africa.
Oh, that's a
So
bonus, I guess. But
yeah.
more importantly, I got my giraffe. Wait, actually, like, okay. It's
just be gentle.
Oh, look at him. Okay, maybe I do need scissors.
But yeah, you get the idea. I got
Yeah.
you a little giraffe.
Oh, thank you. It's like a little like a statue with like really long legs, and it's like oh.
So yeah,
I
that's
like that one.
that's
Thank you,
gift
thank
number
you.
1, and then gift number 2. Oh, I'm so excited to give you this. All right,
I don't know if it's
Here you
is that
go.
money.
here you go.
It's in an envelope, guys. It's white. She hasn't written anything on it. That's a bit rude. It is money! Oh my god, guys! There are so many zeros. I can't even. $50 billion. Now I'm guessing this is like Zimbabwe dollars. or
Yeah, it's like
something.
the old money
So
that.
tell me,
yeah.
comment. How much does this actually?
$1 American dollar.
Anyway, but guys, I've got $50 billion
Yeah.
solid cash.
Feel like
This
we've
is
been
the
working.
real deal.
We've been working. I haven't paid you yet, so
Yeah.
this is your payday.
Thank you very much, Carmen. You know I love money.
So you know, you always send me the
American dollar.
TikTok saying, "Oh, just give me $1 million, buy me
Yeah.
a Lamborghini, whatever." Now you can.
Right, with my $1 American. Thank you. Carmen.
So yeah, they're my gifts for you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I like my gifts.
Mhm.
I like my giraffe.
All right,
the
now I've
$1.
got a whole bag of snacks.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna talk you through what I used to have, and I
Okay.
couldn't find everything we used to have. So this is just.
Am I gonna
like
need water, Carmen?
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
You don't have
okay.
to eat it all.
No, okay.
We'll start with a classic. So the brand, instead of like we have Smiths here in Australia, in South Africa they have Simba chips. And
No, Savannah.
I
Is
mean,
that why?
it's Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. And this one
See,
is
there's even a lion on it.
it's called Mrs. H.S. Ball's chutney. We have this
Oh.
at home. It's like a South African chutney, so that's the flavor.
Hmm.
So I thought you
Let's
can do
try.
the honors if you like. And mind you, I haven't had these in a long time, so I'm so excited to try them again.
It's
Mm.
like, you know, it's like the Thins, tangy whatever.
Tangy flavor.
Yes.
My favorite.
That's nice. I'll have another one.
They're so good. My favorite flavor when I was younger used to be tomato sauce flavored Simba chips.
Mm.
Better than it sounds. And like when we called it the tuck shop. When we went to the tuck shop,
Mm.
we'd literally, all my friends would all pool our money, buy as many of these chips as we can and just share them. It's the best. Anyways,
This is good. I like this one.
I did kind of eat most of this one because they're really good. They're called Astros. Again, this might also be some like British snacks, but they are basically like Maltesers crossed with M&Ms. They are so good.
Oh, okay.
They might be a bit stale, but
Oh, that's okay. Oh, they're like. Oh yeah, they're like M&M's crossed with Maltese. Literally.
they're really good.
Yeah.
They're so good. All right, next we'll go savory. It's a brand called Knick Knacks, which they're like Cheetos basically, or like Twisties we have.
Mm-hmm.
And they're quite good.
Mm.
But yeah.
I'm liking this little like mukbang. Oh yeah.
Snackle. South Africa Snackle.
They're like.
So yeah, that's a South African brand. Nothing too special, but they're good. Nice.
They've got like a little bit of like a. I don't know, there's some underlying taste there that I don't know what to name it.
I know what you mean. We'll go with these were like my favorite things. They're Zoo biscuits.
Oh, cute.
It's like just an ice biscuit, but they're very good. I feel like half of the like value of this is the nostalgia power.
Probably, yeah.
But yeah, they are so yummy.
Oh, they're like hard.
Crunchy. ASMR. They might be too sweet for you.
No, they're actually not bad. I was gonna say the ratio of sweet icing to biscuit is at a Keisha appropriate level.
That is a big win.
That is
guys.
a big win, guys. You know you've made it in life.
All right. And then the last one we'll do for today is Ghost Pops.
Are they spicy?
I think sort of. I don't remember
like
them
the
being
packet makes
spicy.
it look like
yeah.
it's spicy.
But they're like puffed maize. Take a Ghost Pop.
Ooh.
I don't remember them being super spicy, but I could be wrong.
You know what they look like?
Ghosts.
No, I don't remember what they look like, but
Mm-hmm.
they're
This
good.
is the texture of a lot of things. It's like they use a lot of maize and stuff in Africa. Anyways, we might munch on these as we film.
we will be.
They're so good. Anyways, I was just going to tell you what I saw.
Oh yeah.
So while we were in South Africa, obviously on safari, we went during breeding season.
Oh,
So lots of babies.
lovely.
We also witnessed some giraffe foreplay.
Oh, describe it to me.
I have a video on my phone if you want to see.
Yes.
No, basically,
I said yes.
oh, okay. No, actually have to charge
it-
you for that.
Aggressive? I don't know. I just imagine it being
No.
aggressive. Wait,
Well, not much happened.
what are the logistics? How does a giraffe
Let me explain.
use my
Basically-
giraffe?
Basically, there's a female giraffe and a male giraffe.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, good start.
good start.
And we saw them kind of getting ready. So how giraffes know
I'm eating way too close to that.
how giraffes know that like the female's ready to mate is they sniff their pee
Oh,
and then their like top lip flips up
oh.
and then that's when they like know. I don't know. That's yeah. You can look
Animals
into
are
the
so
science of
weird.
that. And anyway, so we saw that happening and then all the guides stopped. Like there was maybe 3 cars all stopped looking, watching these people. And then
People.
these giraffes, sorry. And then the guy giraffe was like wanting to get it on. And then this female giraffe just didn't want it because she got stage fright.
Non-consensual. What is it? No consent was given.
But basically, we could see this male giraffe getting ready and then retracting.
Oh,
And
God.
then he'd sniff her again and he'd get
Oh,
ready
stop.
and then retract. Anyways.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and I just sit there and watch that with my family.
Wonderful. What a wonderful family bonding experience.
Oh yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much it for my African adventures.
Fun.
Lots of fun. Highly recommend going if you want to
Thank
go.
you for my gifts.
You're welcome. Enjoy them and enjoy the snacks.
I will.
And anyways, to get to Africa, I had to go on a plane.
Ah.
Which
Nah,
brings
she
us,
swam.
which 20 minutes into the episode brings us to the point of the episode.
Yeah, guys.
Plane crashes.
Plane crashes, guys. So like abrupt, like a plane crash would be. See that we're just like really.
Yep. So we're talking about plane crashes, and I thought, because basically I'm not like are you an anxious flyer?
No.
I would say I am, but I never used to be. But I get really anxious during turbulence.
Oh really?
Like when we were on the plane, there was a bit of turbulence. I literally headphones on, tried to go to sleep, blasting worship music just to give me any chance of survival.
Stop.
I was there like, I love you, Jesus.
No,
Please.
no, I wouldn't say that I'm an anxious flyer. Mainly because I don't know. I just have like my trust in it. I don't know. It's just like I just don't think about it. It's like yeah, the plane will be fine.
No, I don't know. I get a bit little nervy when I'm on the plane. So
Even though
obviously-
I've seen so many plane crashes, I'm
Yeah.
still like fine.
naturally what you do when you're nervous
Mm.
flying, you listen to podcasts on
Mm.
how to survive a plane crash.
Yeah, guys. So if you're ever nervous for a plane, listen to this right. Oh, maybe not the part where I'm about to explain like the worst plane crashes.
No,
in
put
here.
this on. It will. We're here to comfort you.
Yeah, we're here to
give
comfort
you
you.
a immersive experience. You know.
Yeah.
So remember this timestamp when you're next on a plane and listen to it.
Listen to it.
And
Right
if
now.
you're listening to this right now on
Hello.
a plane,
Welcome to your onboard experience
Oh, yeah.
with Carmen and Keisha.
welcome to Carmen and Keisha Airlines. Today we will be taking you through the safety procedures on how to survive a
Yes.
plane crash.
Step 1.
Step 1:
Okay, what do you have?
die.
Oh God. No, that's not what they want to hear.
No, this is to help you not die.
Yeah.
So
Main thing, first thing, stay calm. Stay calm and control yourself.
I've got some.
And don't be that person that ruins it for everyone.
I've got some statistics for you.
Okay, go.
So the chance of actually dying in a plane crash
Mm.
is 1 in 11 million. So you're actually in very safe
As in, like,
hands.
wait, dying in a plane crash is in provided that the plane does crash or
Just
like on a plane?
when you get on a plane, the
Okay,
chance
yeah.
of you dying in a plane crash is 1 in 11 million.
See?
So you're
That's
very
slim.
safe, because the chance of you dying in a car crash is 4,000 times more likely.
There you go. And you drive a car every day. Well,
Yeah.
unless you don't have your license.
So don't be scared of a plane crash. Be scared of a car crash instead.
Yeah.
First comforting fact of the day. When you're picking your seats in a plane,
Oh, yeah, this is important.
I really wanted to know this, and I will remember this for the rest of my life. The back middle is the least dangerous.
Okay. Yeah.
Because they did like an investigation where they purposely crashed a plane
Mhm.
to see which
And
one had
see,
the most.
yeah.
And back middle, 28% fatality rate in a crash.
So, like, as in the middle section, like not near the windows? Is that
Yeah,
what
so,
you mean
like,
by middle?
yeah, like the middle
Okay,
bit,
yeah.
or yeah, basically just not near the windows, at the back.
Towards the back, yeah.
The middle section is more stable during turbulence.
Nice. Yeah, yeah.
So, you might be more safe in that, but that's where the fuel cells are stored. So
if it does blow up,
if it
you're
blows
gone
up, you're,
first.
you're gone, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
When you're like on the side, do you like sitting aisle or, I mean, middle, but I don't think you'd want to sit middle. Aisle, middle, or window?
I prefer window. I love looking out the window, but after that, now I'm taking the aisle.
No, I'm a window person. Like, the only thing is that the space is annoying. Aisle, you have that, like, you can stick your leg out
Yeah,
if you ever get, that's the only thing. But I like looking in the window and looking outside.
I like looking outside
Yeah.
too. Depends on how long the flight is, though. Because if you're with random people, you have to climb over them to get to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's the
I'll
only
take the aisle one.
Yeah,
But
that's true. If you're
anyways,
with family, it's fine. But like,
so that is how to before you go on the plane.
and don't forget, guys, like it says on every single plane safety thing, the whistle. The most important part. My dad and I always make fun of the
on
whistle.
the
on the lifeguard, because look at like, how much is that really going to save you, that goddamn whistle? Like,
if it maybe it's loud, maybe people will hear you.
but like with people screaming and doing it, how much is this whistle? Don't forget, blow the whistle. Above
everyone's
all else.
ah,
And everyone else is blowing their whistle at the same time.
Anyways,
Like, what does that whistle do? What is the purpose of it? Honestly,
some tips for you when you're on your plane
Yeah.
and it's crashing. Well, before it crashes, actually.
if by the slim chance if it does.
Yeah,
yes,
the one
don't
in
worry.
11 million.
Yeah.
Count the number of rows between you and the exit. Because if
Mm.
it's dark or there's smoke or you're underwater,
you'll know.
you can count where to get to the exit.
Mm.
So a lot of fatalities happen after the crash, not in the initial crash,
Yeah.
but because of the fire, debris and stuff.
Mhm.
Wear long cotton or wool clothes
Oh, I see. Okay.
that aren't flammable.
Yeah.
If you wear polyester, you're going to go up in flames. If you wear long, it protects you from debris.
I see.
All this kind of
so
stuff.
I have to really like shape my thing just around. But if there's ever a plane crash,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, your whole
Well, we're
flying
here.
experience.
We're preparing you to survive. This podcast is going to have the highest statistic of viewers who haven't died in a plane crash.
Everyone, like they're doing the investigation. All those who survived. Oh, what was the similarity? They listened to Carmen and Keisha.
Exactly.
Entertaining.
Exactly.
Go spread the word if you want your friends
Spread
to
the
live.
word. If you want to survive a plane crash, you have to listen to this
Yes.
podcast. That's step one, actually. But then apart from that, it's mainly just listen to the safety briefing. Obviously, pay attention to the cabin crew. Exits are to the left and to the right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Also,
nice.
I don't think I've ever like paid attention to where the life jacket. Like, I don't think I've ever gone and like looked under the seat to see if the life jacket's actually there.
Me neither. I'm just hoping.
And
it's there.
I don't even know where exactly it is. I'm hoping it's like just under there and I can grab it
Yeah.
out. But I don't know.
I'm sure it will become apparent in an emergency.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
because they would never leave us without the whistle.
Yeah. Also, you know that thing where it's like when the oxygen masks come down, you're supposed to put yours on
Mhm.
first. Like, how many like mothers and things like that do you really think are going to put theirs on first? Like, they're obviously
Yeah.
like by like instinct going to put it on their child first.
I know.
You're supposed to put it on yourself.
Because you can't save your child if you're dead.
Yes, literally. Like, put it on yourself first. But
Speaking of plane crashes,
Yeah.
as we have been for 20 minutes, let's speak of more plane crashes in the next segment.
okay, so now after you've heard the safety about a plane crash, I'm going to tell you some stories about some real plane crashes that have happened. Now, I could tell you so many, but I
Mhm.
picked three. I picked the three best ones.
Here, I'll get
Well,
my
not
snack.
best, but
I'll
like
get my snacks to
Oh,
listen
yeah.
to this.
not best. Sorry, let's word that differently. The most notable plane
Mhm.
crashes.
Memorable.
No, the most notable.
Maybe not for the people that were
the
on
most
it, but-
famous. I get maybe. But yeah, I've got three for you that I'm going to explain. I like tried to make it like a little short thing, but basically to help visualize it, I have some model cars.
Oh,
I'm
lovely.
going to use and pretend these are planes, okay? Basically just like, you know, front nose of the plane, the tail, just pretend there are wings here.
Well, weren't we supposed to have flying cars by now?
yeah, well,
And instead we have two idiots talking on a podcast.
yeah, guys. What better way? Okay, basically, the first one I'm going to talk to you about is the Japan Flight 123, which is
Ooh.
this is what I mean by accolades. It has the record for the like single most deadliest plane crash, as in involving one plane, the most lives
Okay.
taken. 520 people died, 4 survived. I think that's the most
Wow.
incredible part.
That's actually-
when I tell you the story, it'll be more like amazing why 4 people survived, because it's an insane crash. I don't know how people survived it, but 4 people survived. 520 people died.
I would be one of the 4.
on this-
And all of you listening would be one of the 4.
Yeah, actually, one of them was a flight attendant. So,
Wow.
oh well, she wasn't being a flight attendant. She was a passenger on the plane, but she was a flight attendant. Yeah. So basically, let me explain it. Let me give some backstory.
Let me explain.
I don't know if this was morning or evening. On a solemn day, August 12th, 1985. This is what happened to Japan Airlines Flight 123.
Japan.
Japan Airlines Flight 123. So basically, it had just left the airport, right outside of the city. This is like rural area sort of Japan, right? Yeah. This is my plane. It had just left the airport,
I'm
and it was
hooked. I'm
basically,
hooked.
yeah, I think it had reached cruising altitude. It was there, and then sort of like midway through, there was this giant, like the flight attendant lady. She's retelling the story because she's one of the survivors. There was a giant like boom. And even like the people in the cockpit, they heard
Can you
it.
be a bit more immersive? I just didn't really picture that.
Boom! So they heard a big boom and they didn't know what it was. And then suddenly the plane, they just lost control of the, I'm giving you the backstory, then I'm explaining it, by the way. And then they lost control of the plane. They couldn't control it. And then the pilots were like going like basically in like parabolic motions like that. For 30 minutes they were wrangling this plane.
Wow.
I don't know
think I
how.
have heard this actually.
Yeah, but I've told you this. That's
Oh.
why I've just mentioned
Seems oddly
this.
familiar. I heard this chipmunk in my head just going,
I've told you this one before. And like, so it was going in parallel, and then it finally crashed into the mountain. And so this is the best part. Oh, I know this because I watched the air crash investigation episodes, and I like it because they tell like the whole story. So they explain the crash, and then they go through like the behind the scenes of how the investigation was going, and like basically like what steps they took, what bits didn't reveal anything, what bits did reveal something, and it's like a whole thing. And that's, I'll just say that before as well. It's so interesting how they like go through the process. They they firstly like scavenge what they can find in the crash site. Then they look for these things called black boxes, which basically has the tape recordings of inside the cockpit. And then they go and listen to like air traffic control if they were ever involved. And they have to like, this was also, most of these were back in like the 80s and 90s, right? Like none of these are like recent. So let that be known as well. And they have to literally, because it's like physical recordings, like it takes months to go through and pinpoint each place, minute, second in time to align what happened to figure out exactly.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. These people are at it for months. So anyway, that's like the most interesting part, I think, is the investigation afterwards. So basically, they found, I won't tell you through the whole story, I'll just tell you what happened. They found that the explosion that happened was, there was a problem. The mechanics hadn't properly sort of soldered together these bits of this like drum that's in the rear of the plane. And so that had popped loose, and that, I don't know exactly what it was. I think it was like, it was supposed to like stop pressure from built. So that built up a lot of pressure, and then that was the boom, ripped the entire, it's a different car that I use. Where's my car? The entire tail of the plane came off.
Oh.
I'll show you a video as well. The entire tail of the plane came off.
How did they get a,
So it was
was it
flying.
like a recreation? How did they get a video?
Like
Oh,
someone's
okay.
like AI created, like animated it. So the entire tail had ripped off. And so obviously you don't have a tail. It's pretty hard to fly a plane without a tail. With that as well, it had also, because there's a hydraulic system that goes through the planes that controls like the navigation, the steering, all the other like internal works as well. So that part of that goes up into the tail. So that had ripped open. So they had no control of the plane. Like they couldn't control. I think they dropped like the landing wheels at one point as well to try and get some like drag so that they'd slow down, because they had no control of it. So that's what they had to literally go like this to try and do their best to control the plane. And they were like banking, doing everything, but like they couldn't. And they
imagine being on that plane and just
it's
knowing.
amazing for the pilots to have done it for 30 minutes. They were just doing that. But I'll show you a short of what happened. Ignore the fact that it's got like two perspectives. Mainly just watch the top one, I think.
Okay. So majestic. How?
I don't know how they survived, because it full on crashed into the mountain. Like
Was it just by luck they survived, or did they?
It must be, yeah. Like I don't think there was.
They were
anything
sitting in
that
the
they
back
did.
middle of the plane.
No, it was well, I say it's a small one, it's like 520 people, but like I don't know where exactly they were sitting. But actually, in the episode, she was sitting at the back of the plane, but there was no middle. It was like just two sides.
And I
don't
bet
know
they
if-
counted the seats between them and the nearest exit.
maybe, but
Except
I
the
don't-
whole side of the plane got blown off.
yeah,
so
like, I
didn't
don't
really
think,
matter.
but I don't know. It's amazing how they were survivors. But yeah, that's the single most deadliest
Wow.
plane crash.
Whoosh.
And then the next plane crash I have for you is now the most deadliest plane crash ever, and it involved two planes. So I have my two cars to show you. It's known as the Tenerife Airport disaster because it occurred
Heard
in
of Tenerife.
KLM flight 4805 and Pan Am flight 1736. These two planes. And this one, they crashed on the runway, so not in the air. So they were at the airport, and that's where the crash happened. So basically, I need to do this. Pretend.
Wait, do you know how many like survivors?
Oh
and
wait,
stuff?
yeah. Sorry, 583 fatalities. People survived this one, but 583 people died because it's two planes.
Two planes.
But yeah,
Okay.
the first officer survived, so he was one of the people that told the story. Pretend my leg is the runway. Okay, so let me give you some backstory as well. Tenerife is like one of the airports.
I mean, your legs normally do runway, but
smart. So Tenerife is in the Canary Islands. It's like a very small airport, but it's one of like a connecting one. It was quite busy that day, and it's also like in an elevated area, like it's a mountainous area, so there was fog as well. And it only has one like actual runway that they leave off from. It's basically like, you can imagine just like a loop like that. So it's just like a little oval, and it loops like that, and then there are sort of like exits between them. Both these planes are navigating through one of the air traffic controllers, so he's managing both of them. He's like, "Oh, I'll get you to clear." So he got this guy, because there's only one airport runway, to taxi and wait all the way on like this side of the airport and wait there, and then for you to wait here. So you can see where this is going.
for audio listeners, one plane is at her hip,
Oh,
the
yeah.
other's at her knee.
Yeah, so one plane is like on one end of the runway,
Knee side.
facing towards, and then the other plane's on
Hip
the other
side.
side of the runway, and they're both getting ready. And I think the KLM was supposed to fly first, and then Pan Am waits for after. So then obviously you have to like communicate with the air traffic control. Like everything is monitored through them. So communication is key for this one, right? So basically what had happened was these people were like, "Oh, we're getting ready to taxi, but they wanted them to exit off the runway to allow these people to fly off. So they needed them. So I told you it's like a loop between, and there are these different like exit lanes that they can go down. So the air traffic control said for them to go through one of the lanes, but they couldn't make the turn to go into the lane because it was too much of an angle. So they had to take the next one. They were here. They had already started coming.
halfway around the leg.
Oh yeah,
and the other one's
they're
still knee side.
Not sort of halfway across the runway. The other plane, the KLM plane, had started taking off. Were coming at the airport, and because it's thick fog, they couldn't see as well. Last minute, they saw the pilot tried to like full throttle up. The back of the plane hit the ground. They couldn't, and then they hit, and then boom, crash.
T-boned.
Like that. Like, I'll show you the video before I explain this time. What's the top? I'm in the bottom. Boom.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah.
That's
So
horrible.
they like hit each other like that. So this is a massive one because it's like there are a lot of people involved in this one whose fault is it basically. So I told you they had been told to exit off that to leave room for that runway, but they couldn't make that angle, so they had to take the next turn. And I think they'd like shot past it, so they had to go and make the next one. I can't remember if they communicated that with the air traffic controller. The air traffic controller had told the KLM flight to stay put because this plane was still on the runway. Do not go. This plane is still on the runway. And also, they're at the same frequency, so they can hear each other as well. So the planes can hear each other as well. So they know that they were here and they're waiting for them. And they're going here and trying to turn off while these people are waiting. And the thing with this guy, the guy who was flying it as well, he was like not in a rush, but their plane was already delayed and they had like a strict time crunch, and apparently you can lose your job if you go out of the hours required, because he had to go all the way to Netherlands and something like that. So he was on a time crunch, so he's already angsty, right? So keep that in mind, right? So there's one signal that the air traffic controller gives to tell them to get ready but stand by until further notice, and then you can say take off now. So they're getting ready, they're doing all the control, but stay there. But it had turned out that, and this plane was like, we're still on the runway. Basically, what had happened was, at the same time that the air traffic controller had broadcasted to the KLM flight that to stay there and to stand by, and there's another plane, these people were also trying to say we're still on the runway. The two radio signals cancelled each other out. So KLM didn't hear anything except the word okay.
Oh dear.
And the pilot was already in a rush, so he was just like, yeah, let's go. And so there's the pilot, the first officer, and there's also someone who's managing like the internal controls as well. They were trying to tell the pilot as well, like, oh, are you sure we should go? Like, we're not ready. He's like, yeah, it's fine. So the pilot dismissed him, because back in that time, apparently, it was the whole thing, like, if the pilot says it, it's like through and through. So he had gone. They didn't hear either radio signal because they cancelled each other out. So he had started the thing, they were still in the thing and crashed.
Oh my goodness.
And so this one was basically entirely the pilot's fault on that.
I guess these crashes happen for a reason. Like, they happen to help us improve our safety.
But it's so crazy that one person's mistake cost 583 lives.
That is,
like,
I think if I was that
pretty
person,
much his fault.
I wouldn't have wanted to survive the crash, if you know what I mean. Like, living with that guilt of killing that many people.
It's
I don't
crazy,
think I could.
yeah. I'm pretty sure he didn't survive. But yeah, this is ages ago, guys. Don't get worried. Don't forget about this. If you're still listening to this on the plane,
these happen so that
worry.
you will be safe.
Exactly. Right now, you're in perfectly capable hands, I hope.
And if you're on a plane, reminder to count the exit rows.
Yes, guys. Just
and take off your heels. Switch
guys.
to sneakers.
Maybe double check if the pilot is okay with everything. You know, has he been? No.
Whoosh.
My final plane crash story for you. This one has the title of, what is it? Oh yeah, the biggest mid-air collision crash. So while they're flying, two planes.
One big boom.
Boom. This is known as the Charkhi Dadri collision over India.
No.
On November 12th, 1996. A little bit later, but still old. Sorry if you're born before 1996. Saudi Arabian flights 763, a Boeing 747 again, and a Kazakh flight, which was like, basically, this is the other thing. The Kazakh flight was a retired military plane that they're now using for passengers.
Was it a mechanical fault?
No, wasn't a mechanical fault. Okay, basically, let me show you the video first this time. Actually, let's switch it up. So that's
Mhm. I feel like it's coming right at me. How did they crash?
So okay, this one might be hard with the cars because
Mhm.
so basically the one plane was underneath, one plane was over. The tail of the Kazakh plane hit the left wing
Oh yeah.
of the Saudi plane, and then they went two different directions. 349 people,
Wow.
and that's every single person on both planes.
Oh, so no survivors.
No survivors. Yeah,
That's great.
No
To me, that's terrifying.
no survivors because I think most of them would have been when they crashed.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there were maybe some people died in the remains after, but like
No.
complete like total wipeout.
Oh.
Oh no.
Total wipeout.
No, but okay. Basically, this one's also quite interesting because it's another like mistake that happened. So this is also involving multiple people as well.
And mistakes are okay. We all make mistakes.
Maybe not this mistake.
Some maybe more than others.
But basically, this one. So there was in this airport. It's outside New Delhi, so it's not a smaller sort of airport, but it has a lot of traffic coming through. A couple of commercial planes and also military planes. So there was also one of the guys who was recounting the story in the episode was flying an American military plane into the airport. So they're managing like a couple of people. And this air traffic controller that was managing was communicating between that American military guy and these two planes. And I think 2 or 3 others. So about 5 or 6 planes he was managing at one time, which I mean is their job. They're trained to do that. So basically his system, what he does is he has like a section of the airport that he manages, sort of like a couple lanes that he looks at. But basically his system that he has set up, there's a radar. So this is what I mean by this. The technology wasn't actually coming up, but at that moment it wasn't there to help the crash. There's a radar that he has that with the little dots monitoring where the planes are coming in. So he just sees, and every now and then it updates like who's coming in, who's coming out, and he has to just make sure that they don't crash into each other. So on the radar it just says the position, but it doesn't say the altitude, like what level they're at, right?
Yeah.
How he manages the altitude is purely through communication with the pilots, where he has a little logbook that he writes down what
paper?
altitude. Yeah, on paper. So every now and then he updates, maintain at this level. Yep, written at that, confirm. Okay, so that he can monitor. So he has to make sure that he's got the different, like each page for each plane. And he writes that. It's a huge job. And back then without that technology is crazy.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Like now they have all the systems they're monitoring, but you had to do it in person, like actually physically. So he was monitoring those 2 planes. Saudi plane was going out and the Kazakh plane was coming into the airport. So they were sort of on track. And he had told the Saudi plane to maintain level at 1,400, right? And he said for the Kazakh plane to be 1,500. So you're allowed a 1,000...
100?
No, 14,000, 15,000.
Okay.
14,000, 15,000. You're allowed a 1,000 foot gap between them. It should be all smooth. Like nothing's wrong with that. So he had told the Saudi plane to do that. They had obeyed. They stayed at about like roughly around 14,000 and they were maintaining that. And he told the Kazakh plane to go at 15,000. They were doing that, but obviously something has gone wrong and they crashed. So this is where the investigation is. They recovered the black boxes like usual. They were going through the tapes, listening to so the guy, air traffic control, is suspect number 1 because he's in charge of this. They looked at they looked at the records and they matched it with what they heard in the black boxes. He was clear. He had told everything. The pilots had confirmed communication was clear, so it's not his fault. Basically, what they had found out for the investigation was, so this plane was also in the clear.
Blue car for the audio
Saudi
listeners.
plane, which was supposed to be at 14,000 feet, was clear. They had done it. They were maintaining it that. They were all good. What they found in the investigation is when they crashed, you know how the Kazakh plane was supposed to be 1,000 feet above? They were below when they crashed.
Yeah.
So not even like this. They were below the other plane. So they're like, how has this happened? What had happened was basically there were 3 people again, pilot, co-pilot, and then in this sense, it was different because the third guy is purely the radio control. So he's the only one that has communication with the air traffic controller. So he's doing that. So he And he doesn't have his own little, like, I think it's an altimeter or whatever you call it, the one that says the altitude. He doesn't have his own one. He has to, like, look over his shoulder and look at the pilot's one. So he's looking at that and, like, reporting to the thing. Basically, he had said that they were at 15,000, but when he said they were at 15,000, it actually read 16,000.
Oh.
So that was the first thing. So that was the first mistake. But then they were wondering why are they still going down, even though he said that. Turns out the pilot and the radio controller didn't have good enough communication. He thought, and the first officer or the co-pilot thought that 14,000 that they had told, because again, they can hear each other's planes. He thought that the 14,000 that they were maintaining the Saudi plane was for him. So they were both going down at 14,000. And only later did the radio controller look over and be like, why are you going below? Quickly pull up, pull up. So they had tried to pull up, and so they were, at that point they were below. When they were trying to pull it, they just got and nipped them. So if they had kept descending, they would have passed.
Wow.
But because they did that, they crashed.
It's crazy how they all just like...
It's crazy. But yeah. It's cool watching the, like, investigations, I think.
I have a flight booked in 3 weeks.
Yay! Remember, this is old. They've improved. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that was a bit I didn't tell you. So basically, I'm going to say, so that, you know how I told you the radar system was what he had to measure. So it doesn't say the altitude. The thing was, that Indian airport had actually ordered a new system for that control, which had the new updates that it says that what we have now. So when it has that tracking thing, it says the altitude and everything. They'd ordered it. It was supposed to be installed 2 weeks earlier.
But they didn't.
But they didn't install it. For another 2 years, it wasn't installed in that airport.
Why would you not?
I don't know. If that had been installed at the proper time, this crash wouldn't have happened.
That's crazy. Whoosh.
But also, I saw this comment as well as someone who was in the aviation industry. The reason why you're seeing so many stories is that when there's one plane crash, the media now goes and pinpoints every single little plane thing, like any single thing that involves that, to make it look like it's a whole thing. But really, he said that
they all happen anyway. There's a plane,
like, you know, the actual chance of like a dead, like, no.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to our plane episode. I loved yapping about planes for like 50 minutes.
We had fun.
Yay!
We'll see you next time.
Bye. I hope you don't crash. If you're still watching this on a plane, I hope you have a safe flight.
Yeah,
enjoy
safe
the journey.
travels,
and
everyone.
I hope your food is good. I really like plane food.
Oh, I hate plane food.
I never liked plane food.
You know. Okay, so you know how I don't really like egg or tomato.
They gave you all of that.
Well, no. For breakfast one day, we got a breakfast strudel. Which was a egg, spinach, and tomato strudel. It literally haunts me. Like, I was so hungry.
I don't even think I'd be able to
I got it. Just this.
I could never eat plain food. I'm sorry.
And on that note, never trust a breakfast strudel.
Never trust a plane. Okay, bye.
Bye.
This is DJ Cumin
and MC Key signing out.
Good night.